Hi, thanks for watching again. Today we're going to make some bread baguettini and herb de Provence bread rolls. What I want to show you is people always buy this bread maker, and I want to show you actually how to make bread without a machine. So what I've got here is 500 grams of flour. I've got 25 grams of fresh yeast and 15 grams of salt. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my yeast. I've got on 500 milliliters of lukewarm water and put that yeast inside that water. What happens is the warm water will actually react our yeast, and it's going to prove much faster. So give it a little whisk. Make sure your yeast is nicely dissolved, and put this mixture inside your flour. Like that's perfect. I'm going to add now my salt, 15 grams of salt, and I'm going to give it a little whisk. There. So I'm starting with a spoon just to make sure everything is nice and mixed, and then I'm going to finish it off by hand. As I always say with pastry chef, you really want to have the feeling of your bread so you understand the texture. So I'm just going to mix it a little bit more like this. That's perfect. I'm going to put that dough there on the board. At that stage, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my hand. I'm going to knock it down together until we got a nice smooth dough. You just want to make sure all the ingredients are mixed together. As you can see, it starts to form itself. And I can tell already it's a very, very good consistency. At that stage, when your bread dough is done, okay, you just put it inside a bowl, cover it with a cloth, and leave it prove or rest for half an hour. What happens is when you mix your bread gets very elastic, and you won't be able to roll it or anything. So what I've done here is I've got a bread dough ready for you. Just like that. As you can see, my dough is nice and soft. Okay? I'm going to take a little knife. I'm going to take a few pieces out of this, around 25 to 30 grams. So I'm going to get 4 pieces like that. That's perfect. Now, I'm going to show you, for the bread rolls, people always think they have to put a lot of flour on it. But as you can see, I don't add any flour. Just give it a little knock to it. Like that. And then with both hands, just push it down to give this nice little shape, like a little baguette, basically. So I'm going to do another 3 for you, just to make sure you see it properly. Knock it down again. Roll with your hands. That's perfect. I'm going to do another one. As you can see, it literally takes me 5 minutes to make the bread. I'm going to knock that one down. That's perfect. At that stage, when we have them, I've got here some egg wash. I'm going to take a pastry brush, and I'm going to glaze them over, just to give a nice golden color to it. Just like that. After that, we're just going to score it. And this will allow your bread, when it cooks, to expand itself. If you don't actually cut it on the top, people think it's just to make it look good. It's actually to allow the bread to rise properly. If you don't cut it, you're going to have some bubbles all over it, and you're going to lose the shape. All right, so we got one ready there. Now I'm going to take a little bit of that dough here, like this. I'm going to add a little bit of flour on my board, because what we're going to do now is we're actually going to roll it. That's perfect. So I'm just taking my rolling pin, and I start rolling it. You don't want your dough to be too thick or too thin. That's perfect. As you can see, your dough is nice and soft. It doesn't stick on your board. You want to make sure it actually doesn't stick on your board, otherwise you won't be able to roll it properly. I'm just trimming the edges, like that. Perfect. At that stage, I've got some soft butter in here, and I'm just going to apply some soft butter over it. Like that. I'm going to take some herb de Provence and just sprinkle some herb de Provence all over it, nice and gently. Don't have to be too much, because the dry herb de Provence is actually very strong. And at that stage, what we're going to do is we're going to roll it. What happens is, with the butter, it's going to allow your dough to open itself. It won't stick together. Just like that. Give it a nice roll. When this is rolled like this, take a bread knife and slice it. There we go. So as you can see, you got this nice little swirly effect to it. I've got some Daring mold. It's lined with butter, just soft butter. Just place them inside. Just like that. I'm going to put those on a tray now, and I'm going to put them in oven. What I've got here, I've got a preheated oven at 200 degrees. Okay, so I'm going to put them on the oven, like that. You don't have to proof that bread because it's so small, and the yeast is already activated. By the time it starts cooking, it will actually rise by itself. So as you can see now, I've got some already cooked. There we go. I'm going to take a nice little basket there. I'm going to take those molds. Just be careful, they're actually very hot. I'm going to put them inside my little basket. Like that, just to give it a nice little presentation. I'm going to put this little bread roll on the side, like this. Okay? And I've got some nice herb as well, some nice rosemary and nice thyme, just to remind the flavor of those lovely bread rolls. And here we go. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching again. Bye.